How you doing, Bean? Hmm? How you doing? Oh. Hello, BookTube. Believe it or not, I have more mail. In the middle of a pandemic and also in the middle of a slopping downpour with thunder and lightning. I have two packages here. It's not. It's a far cry from our days of 10 or 20 packages, but all the mail is the mail I want to open with you. So let's see what we have here. I won't any more hope for anything squeal worthy. I think squeal worthy finds in the mail are probably over for a long, long time, maybe forever. But there still might be something of interest. So let's see what we have here. And what is the problem? There's a problem going on somewhere. Oh, okay. All right. Well, I see what the problem is. The problem is that the poor person who packed this. Well, I shouldn't really pity them, because who knows what their own life was like on their homeworld, which didn't have mail, or maybe the mail was telepathic on their homeworld. Something like Saturn in the Legion of Superheroes, or like the home planet of the Martian Manhunter. Here's the package. It was a full-size manila envelope that somebody folded over once the book had gone all the way to the bottom. But they put the pub sheet the full length of the envelope, so it was totally destroyed when I opened it. So that I'm just gonna go the extra mile here and make confetti out of this, just because I guess the person or being, whatever kind of life form filled this out, thought that, yes, I will put the book on the bottom half of the envelope, and then I will put the pub sheet the whole length of the envelope, flush with all the edges, and then I will fold the whole thing and tape it that way. And I just know that whoever opens it will carefully slice along they'll find the bottom of the actual envelope, slice along that, open the whole thing, and then carefully open it to see if there's a full-size sheet of paper inside before they open it along the bottom. It's odd how interplanetary customs can differ. Let's see, though. The book survived, and that's the important thing. Oh, this is an Archipelago Books paperback. They are so lovely. Archipelago Books are so lovely. They've got these rich, textured covers and the deep French flaps, perfect for a bookmark, so you never need one. And their editorial choices are always fantastic too. Not always up my line of country, but always interesting. And that is certainly going to be this. We may have seen this. This is by Jose Eduardo Agalusa, and it's called The Society of Reluctant Dreamers, translated from the Portuguese by Daniel Hahn. The Society of Reluctant Dreamers. Now, if the dust jacket if the flap doesn't tell us anything about the book, then we're out of luck, because the pub sheet did not survive the way it would have on the sender's home planet of Altair 7. That's a shame. You should see Altair 7 in the early spring. Oh my. Let's see here. Daniel Benchimol spends his dreaming hours interviewing revolutionaries and writers. In this treacherous sleepscape, we find the Angolan anti-communist Jonas Savimbi hunched in a garret, and Julio Cortázar as a great billowing tree, speaking to Daniel through an alphabet of clouds. He dreams the wild dreams of people he's never met, squinting at them as if submerged in hazy waters of southern Angola. When Daniel finds a camera on the beach, he becomes obsessed with the woman in the photos. Moira is a Mozambican artist with a similar preoccupation with her subconscious life. She stages her dreams in her artwork. The two meet, and together they explore the cloudy edges of their nightly visions, tugging at the fringed hem of the real. The Society of Reluctant Dreamers is a delicately crafted glimpse into the aftermath of Angolan independence, poking holes in the veil of peace and freedom. Well, you see what I mean, right? This could be really, really good, but boy, oh boy, it doesn't describe a Steve book at all. I'll just have to give it a try. That's all. Unfortunately, one of the pieces of information on the pub sheet would have been its release date, but that could be. I mean, that's long gone. It's completely atomized. If only we did this sort of thing here on Earth the way they do it on Altair 7, but no. But it wouldn't matter anyway, because that pub sheet may have been printed before the whole world stopped, before the whole world changed. And the pub dates for a lot of books have changed, so this could be one of them. I'll just have to look it up and see. You feel a little bit of sort of eyebrow-raised pity and contempt for the parts of the world that haven't changed. the parts of, especially the parts of our world, there are so huge chunks of the world where no coronavirus has been reported at all. But that will change. That's the way these things always work. You set particles in motion; they'll eventually touch all other particles. But there are some parts of the world that are blissfully unaware that there's any such thing. In the mail just yesterday, I got a summons to jury duty here in Massachusetts. And the pre-printed form, which has been the same way for 150 years, said, here are your list of reasons why you may consider yourself disqualified for jury duty. Please, if you think you are disqualified, please tick one of these boxes and let us know online. Now, it just so happens that I am already disqualified because I was summoned for jury duty just a few years ago. But it wouldn't matter anyway. It wouldn't matter anyway. It wouldn't matter if I hadn't been summoned in 50 years. I am going to be disqualified from jury duty because I am not going to go to a jury duty room in the middle of a pandemic. Case closed. That conversation is over and done. That is just over and done. And if you say, well, the legal system has to go on, everybody's entitled to a fair trial, well, then you can, as they say in the military, go pound sand. I am not going to sit in a room full of unmedicated, infected people for a whole morning just to be told that I am disqualified anyway from jury duty because I don't believe in trial by jury. So I don't know how that's going to work out, but you'd think that somewhere in the Massachusetts judicial system, someone would have said, well, okay, obviously we can't be doing this. Obviously this isn't going to work. So let's look at this and see what we can do to change it for the way circumstances are now that have never happened in the history of the world. It furthers my contention that everything on the state level should be organized by Mark Richardson at Richardson Reads, and everything on the national level should be organized by Olive at a Book Olive. Just saying. So anyway, that leaves us with another package. And naturally, I'm extra wary about this one, because who knows what planet this was packed on. There's no other way to do it except to open it. I'll just open it and hope for the best. What have we got here? Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, how bitter. What a bitter twist of fate. I ordinarily look a little bit askance at duplicates under normal circumstances, but to get a duplicate when I'm getting no books in the mail, oh, that is extra bitter. So this is, we saw this yesterday. This is no reason for me to natter on about it today. It's a new book. This is our author. It's out from Harvard University Press. It's all about how humans find their way and how they don't and whatnot. It's a beguiling mix of storytelling and science that covers the full spectrum of human navigation and spatial understanding. In an age of GPS and Google Maps, the author urges us to exercise our evolved navigational skills and reap the surprising cognitive rewards. And I'm sure that somewhere in this book will be that immortal anecdote of the person in, where was it, Iceland or something like that, or Sweden or somewhere, and it could be totally anecdotal. It might not be real at all. It's just such a good story that it's going to be immortal anyway. That someone was following Google Maps in their car so maniacally that they drove off a pier into the water because it never occurred to them to look up and see if the map was right. I'm sure that this book will be fascinating. The release date here is the 12th of May. I have no idea if that's still true. I'm sure it'll be fascinating. It will bring to mind to me all the times that I have been lost. Well, those of you who've done a lot of traveling, or even not, even if you're just looking for, a Howard Johnson's in the next town over, you don't know what Howard Johnson's is, Google it. I'd be curious to know how you react to getting lost. I always find it a little bit liberating. It makes me happy. When I'm always a passenger when I'm in a car. I don't know how to drive, so when I'm in a car in the past when I've got lost, will you stop kicking me? I can't dispense wisdom if you're kicking me. Here, do you want to see your fans again? Why are you kicking me? She's a little bit restive because it's been pouring rain, and the rain is her mortal enemy. She hates the rain. She hates even the sound of it. I swear, she hates it so much that she can even recognize the symbol for it on my phone. But anyway, as I was saying, I'm curious to know since we're talking about this book again here, I'd be curious to know how the rest of you react to getting lost. Of course, many, many, many times when I have been hiking out with my dogs and one rucksack, I have gotten lost. Of course, many, many, many times that has happened. I've never had when I was alone, I never had any problem with it whatsoever. Because I was always able to live off the land, and I was always curious to know where I would end up. It's only when I was with other people, on a sailing vessel or in a car, that where they would get upset, that would start to make me wonder, okay, well, I need you to get out of this situation, so I should probably do my best to calm you down. But anyway, so this is all about that. This is about getting lost and getting found, and what your sense of spatial awareness is like, which is a fascinating thing. I've known some humans who we could travel all day, take all kinds of twists and turns, do all kinds of detours, and at the end of that time, they could invariably tell me which direction was north. Sometimes without looking at anything, they would just know. They wouldn't have to look at the sky or watch the sky for a while. They would just know, and they'd always be right. So I always find that fascinating. So those are our two books. I don't know how long these mails are going to continue. I don't think it's going to happen. We should look on these as blessed exceptions. So we have a duplicate of from here to there. A duplicate that would automatically, in normal times, would automatically have had me say, well, now that I have a second one, any of you who are interested in this, feel free, and I'll mail it to you. Alas, those days are gone. And the Society of Reluctant Dreamers, a young man and a young woman who are having dreams that are not just their brains sorting out random details during the day. And they're having the same kind of thing, and flirting with the same kind of that seam between the real and the dream. And I'm wondering if the title means that there'll be even more such people. Fascinating to me, translated from the Portuguese. So there you go. That was a mail haul. So it was fiction and nonfiction. The nonfiction was a little bit of a dud because it was a duplicate, but I wasn't expecting any mail at all for the foreseeable future that I could show you. I have lots and lots of stuff that I get electronically, and I'm still sort of mulling in my mind whether or not I should just adapt. Obviously, everyone's adapting to electronic life. Maybe I should just adapt and figure out a way to talk about those. It doesn't feel quite like a mail haul, but I could. That's just terminology. I could change something around. I'll figure it out. I'll figure it out. In the meantime, there are two books for you to consider, and I'll wrap this up for now, but I'll be back. Thank you, BookTube.